Hello. I'm going to try to do this walking and talking as best I can. When you go out in the world, are you looking for great things or looking for what's wrong? Are you looking for what's working or what's not? What's making a difference and serving the world, or what's getting in the way of your perception of what's happening in the world? We are biologically wired to look for what's wrong, because that's what keeps us safe. And yet, that particular biology, while it's allowed us to evolve, it sometimes creates a significant disservice, because the truth is, we'll always find something wrong. And looking at the world through the lens of what's wrong doesn't necessarily create a better world. And it certainly doesn't generate the energy that makes us better humans, the energy that makes you a better human. Let's just keep it really specific. So I've been thinking about this a lot. Oh, I guess we're going to go up this trail. I am not in charge today. This little friend is. I can't find him. Where is he? There he is. Say hi, Chucky. Or that. Say hello. Okay, so since this is a pretty steep hill, I'll only go up part of it until I'm breathing too hard. But anyway, I don't remember where I was. Let's come back to it for a second. So that biology, that wiring to look for what's wrong, my friend Monique calls it the white handkerchief effect. If you have this pristine, beautiful white handkerchief and it has a black dot on it, your eye goes to the black dot. Even though that doesn't have anything to do with the ability for that handkerchief to do its job. And yet we keep our eye on that black dot. And that takes up energy, and with awareness, we can actually just say, oh, it's a black dot. We can check it, make sure it's color fast, that when we wipe our face or blow our nose with a handkerchief, it's not going to get on us. And then we can dismiss it. This actually takes me to a bigger question for you, which is, do you basically relate to humans as good and doing the best they can, or not good? I recently listened to the podcast with Brene Brown and Glennon Doyle, which is fabulous, by the way, if you haven't listened to it. And there's a place at the very end when Glennon Doyle speaks to that she really isn't super comfortable. I don't remember the exact language she uses, but doesn't necessarily trust individuals, but really feels compelled to support humanity. She loves humanity. And again, a friend of mine from long ago, he lived in Egypt, and he was American, is American, still around. And when we visited him there, we talked about how it was to be an American in Egypt. And he said, you know, most people here practice love the man, hate the race. And I just found that sort of fascinating, because it's like we give ourselves permission, again, all in service of safety, to not be intentional about choosing a world where we trust that people are good. Yeah, that's my bias. And I had to learn it the hard way. I mean, I had all kinds of evidence growing up that people sucked. The most important people in your life would let you down and act badly and be stupid. But here's the thing. If I'm only looking for that, that's what fills up my environment. You want a different environment? Fill it up by looking for the people and the goodness in people. Now, that doesn't mean hang out with people who are not good people. There's a lot of people that I've left behind. A few very intentionally, many very intentionally, a few unintentionally. But it doesn't matter. Like, I don't mean that you have to hang out with people who are bringing you down and who aren't fundamentally aligned with your values. What I do mean is that you need to be, again, my bias is, If you're out in the world looking for the good, assuming the best of people, it sets so much more up for success. It sets you up to have better relationships. It sets you up to actually see people more clearly, because your subconscious, your limbic part of your brain, the part of your brain that's looking for what's scary or bad, that's going to still be there. You can trust it. That muscle is fully developed. You came into the world with it. The muscle that's less developed is this muscle around choosing intentionally, assuming people are doing the best they can. And especially at this time as we begin the process of reopening this world, this country. People have a mask, and that's your bias, your value, that they should have a mask. Great. That does not give you permission to shame the people that don't have masks. Now, you can make different choices. The masks are just one example. There's so many examples that are going to come up soon. People who choose to eat out when the restaurant's open, and people who could choose to still do carry out. I could go on, and I'm not going to, because it just adds to the noise. So I'm just inviting you now to take a day, take an hour out in the world, swiping, screening, whatever you call it, when you're engaging with people, and try on only assuming the best, and let me know how it goes. Mwah. Yours from these beautiful woods that I get to call home. See you later.